My earliest memories of sports, they definitely involve my dad. And so he was the one who trained my little brother and I starting when I was 8 years old. My brother was probably 5 years old or something like that. And so we were super young. And I just have the best memories of training in the Las Vegas heat in our garage, teaching us about what competitiveness really means and that we can take our sports to the highest level if we really want to do that. My dad, he played college basketball at USC, University of Southern California. He played a few years for the Miami Heat and a few years for the Cleveland Cavaliers. My mom, she was never a collegiate athlete. She played a little bit of basketball and volleyball in high school, but she was definitely much more of the academic side of my brother and I's life. They have always been such a big influence in my life, instilling in me the values that I need to be successful not only as an athlete, but making sure that I have my own individuality separate from athletics, because I think that's something that as high-level athletes, you often overlook that aspect of your life.
Since the beginning of our conversations, I remember Cammie and I talking about who does she look to as a setter. And the first person she mentioned was Alicia Glass-Childress, who was a national team setter, won a bronze medal as a setter and was a setter of color. And I remember being one of the first setters of color and being Robin Lewis, who was here. And I remember watching her as a club player. And I think that she can be that role model for players, and I hope that we have the success that we hope we can have, because for her to be on the biggest stage and for them to see a setter that's in charge and running the position, and kids that look like her can look and say, hey, I can do this and play that position.
On the court, I would describe her as a fierce competitor and dependable. I think that she makes a lot of amazing plays, whether it's like a hit, a set, gives 100% effort on every single ball, every single play.
I think Cammie's always Cammie. She's just a really easy person to be around. She's a fierce competitor. Physically, she can do some things that not just setters, like athletes can do. She's one of the best athletes I've ever coached, without a doubt.
One quality I really admire about Cammie is her humbleness. She's an amazing volleyball player and gets a lot of well-deserved recognition, and she's gonna do her best every single time, never complacent about anything.
One thing that we stress on our team is just being vulnerable and being able to rely on your teammates when you need them, and everybody respecting each other's differences and what makes them individual as a person. And I think that's one of the most special parts about our team culture.
I think one thing she brings is leadership. I think she's a person that a lot of people can get behind and a lot of people trust. And off the court, I think she has an amazing passion for the game too, whether it's in film or scouting or conversations that we'll have as a team. She's always engaged in it and always wanting to better the team.
Especially for me as a setter, there's maybe 5 black setters that I can name in recent history, including myself. I've always seen myself as hopefully an inspiration to younger girls that might not think that they can play that certain role on a team, especially since that is the quarterback position and that leadership position. Just hopefully inspiring them to go for their goals, go for their dreams. I just want to be that, bright light for other girls in a time where there's so much happening.
The uniqueness of the individual and individuality is really important to all of the players on our team, and that's something that as a coach, I really want to see them all just be the best version of themselves. And that's become cliche, but truly just be them and let's celebrate each individual.
There's a lot of areas of change that have occurred in my life that have really made me reflect and helped me to grow into the person that I am today.
I think that a lot of athletes tend to get confined to their athletic ability, and that's kind of their identity. And I feel like I really want to emphasize who Cammie is outside of volleyball and how great of a person she is outside of volleyball, how great of a friend she is, a teammate, a daughter, a sister, she's an amazing person.
If people can get to know who Cammie is and who all these athletes are that are being spotlighted as human beings, and I'm hoping it encourages more athletes that look like them to just not try to be something, but just be themselves. I think we mentioned earlier that she looked at Alicia, but she's not trying to be Alicia. She's trying to be Cammie and be the best Cammie she can be.
Separate from sports and being, a great player and whatnot, I would just want to be remembered as someone who really went after their goals and who was always super positive and optimistic about the future, that character aspect of life is something that's the most important thing. And if we can't be remembered for being a good person, you know, what does the sports part even mean?